Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to thank GKS Philippines Alumni Association and the Korean Embassy in the Philippines for organizing this afternoon's online live talk. And I would like to thank the officers for giving me this opportunity to share the guidelines and information regarding GKS, particularly for the undergraduate degree program. So Global Korea Scholarship, or GKS, it is formerly known as Korean Government Scholarship Program, or KGSP. This is a scholarship offered by the National Institute for International Education, or NIIED, in South Korea. So first of all, allow me to introduce myself. I am Joseph Ubas, and I am an alumnus of KGSP year 2010, and I graduated year 2016 in Handong Global University, a university in Pohang, South Korea. In my case, I needed to take two courses, which is required by our university during the time. So it was Bachelor of Science in Life Science and Bachelor of Arts and Design in Visual Communication Design. So as you can see, it's supposed to be 5 years only, but I needed to extend another year for me to finish my design exhibition degree, which is a requirement for me to graduate. So first of all, the purpose of GKS, it is designed to provide international students with opportunities to study at higher educational institutions in Korea, which will enhance international education exchange and deepen mutual friendship between Korea and participating countries. For this year's scholarship, there will be 220 grantees for both associate degree and bachelor's degree program. And for the duration of the scholarship period for associate degree, you have 1 year of Korean language, intensive course, and 2 to 3 years of associate degree program. So depende po yun sa program na inyo pong kukunin. But all of us are required to take this Korean language course kasi po the requirement is for you to pass tests of proficiency in Korean language, level 3, for you to advance to the university. And for the bachelor's degree program naman po, you need to take 1 year of Korean language intensive course, and you need to pass TOEIC level 3 as well, plus 4 to 6 years of bachelor's degree program. So in cases po na hindi ka nakapasa ng level 3, hindi ka dapat mawalan ng pag-asa dahil there are still chances for you to extend yung Korean language until you pass level 3. But of course, you don't want to delay uh, your entrance in the university kasi once you get delayed, madedelay din yung iyong graduation, and kasama din po doon kapag natapos na yung program mo, yung scholarship program, yung period na natira because you need to extend, ay kailangan mo na pong i-handle lahat ng expenses para po doon sa period na yon. So you need to really work harder for passing level 3 of TOEIC. And the applicant, first of all, the qualification is the applicant and his or her parents must hold foreign citizenships. So Korean citizens are not eligible to apply in this scholarship. And the applicants must be under 25 years of age of the selection year, which means you need to be born after March 1, 1997. And applicants who graduated or are expected to graduate from a high school can apply for a bachelor's degree program or an associate degree program. And applicants who are expected to graduate by February 28, 2022 must first submit a certificate of expected graduation. So if an applicant po who applied before their graduation fails to submit their official certificate of graduation by February 28 of 2022, yung kanya pong acceptance for the scholarship will be canceled and you must return to their home country. Which means lahat po ng scholarship, including airfare, yung settlement allowance that was provided to the scholar, will need to be returned. So you need to be mindful po pagdating ho sa deadline of submission po ng certificate of the official certificate of graduation by February 28, 2022. So the applicants also must have maintained a cumulative grade point average, CGPA, equivalent to or higher than any of the following from the respective schools. So kung kung school ninyo is 100-point scale ang grading system, the score percentile should be 80% or above. Or you need to be ranked within the top 20% within one's class. Kung ito naman po ay 4.0 ang point scale ninyo, you need to have 2.64 over 4.0 CGPA. For 4.3, it needs to be 2.80, 2.91 for 4.5, and 3.23 for 5.0 point scale grading system. So if an applicant holds a transcript that does not include information on CGPA, or you are unable to convert your grades into any of the GPA scales, then yung applicant po must submit additional documents officially issued by your school describing the school's grading system. So we can all look at this up to the guidelines provided by the NIIED. And the applicants must be in good health, especially this time po that we are in the midst of pandemic. You need to be in good health, both mentally and physically, to study in Korea for the full duration of the program. So the applicants must submit form number 6, which is the personal medical assessment form. And all this form is also included in the list of forms that the NIED will provide. And the applicants who pass the second round of a selection must receive comprehensive medical checkup and submit an official medical examination issued by a medical doctor or a licensed hospital. And after arriving in Korea, all the GKS scholars will be subject to a medical examination that will be administered by NIIED. So you need to be physically healthy, mentally healthy, and if you are found tested positive for a drug test or applicant who has a serious illness that prevents him or her to study abroad for a long duration of time, you will be disqualified in the final round of selection. So you need to be really mindful of your health habang kayo po nag-a-apply. And applicants who have graduated from Korean high school, including international schools, or those who hold a bachelor's degree, you are not eligible to apply for the scholarship. However, applicants who have previously studied in Korean university as exchange or visiting students, you can apply for this. So if you have experience being in Korea as an exchange student or a visiting student and you enjoy your stay there and you wish to study there again, you can still apply for this scholarship. Now, there are preferred qualities for those cases na nagkakaroon ng pagkakapantay-pantay sa evaluation. There are preferences no po. First is the applicants who hold a topic level 3 or above, they will be given additional points. And that is 10% of the total allocated points. And applicants in the field of natural science, technology, and engineering, they might be given preference as well. And those descendants of the Korean War veterans received additional 5% of the total mark. And applicants from low-income families or underprivileged backgrounds will be given preference. So ito pong mga certificates po na to, you need to submit it to them for you to prove that you belong to these preferences. Now, for the application process, there are 2 tracks for you to apply. And it's very important to take note of this. Kailangan pong isang track lamang ang pipiliin. For the university track, there are 60 grantees from all over the world, 2 grantees from the Philippines. And for the embassy track, there are 125 grantees, 2 grantees from the Philippines. So you need to choose only one track. And later po, I will share also the advantages and some disadvantages between these 2 tracks po provided for us. And the applicants must choose their majors or your fields of study from the list na provided po in the university information file na nakasama din po doon sa guideline. And you can only choose only one track just as what I have said a while ago. And for the deadline of application, the embassy, they will be the one deciding by each Korean embassy for the deadline of application. And for the university track, deadline will be decided by each university but no earlier than October 20th of this year. Now, for the disadvantages and advantages of both tracks, for the embassy track po, you can select 3 prospect universities among the list of universities that they have provided. But you need to choose at least 1 university from type B university. So there are type A universities and there are type B universities. And you need to choose at least 1 university from type B and choose 2 maybe from the type A universities. And you need to, and for the embassy track, it is easier to submit the requirements since you need to only submit it directly to the Korean embassy in the Philippines, which is located in McKinley, Taguig City. And for the quota, it's lesser kasi nga sa embassy po siya binibigay, and then there are 3 universities na pwede mong applyan. Now, the scholarship naman po, one of the disadvantages, the scholarship is not yet guaranteed after the second round of the selection procedure. Kasi po at least one of the selected schools na pinili mo among the 3 should accept you. So kahit napili ka ng Korean embassy but none of those 3 select you, mababaliwala din po yung pagkakapili sa inyo. And for the university track naman po, you can only select one university. So doon ka magsasubmit ng yung mga requirements that needs to be shipped directly to the selected school, to their admissions office, which is a little bit hassle pagdating po sa shipping, and kasi gagastos pa din po kayo ng shipping na medyo mahal. And also yung higher po yung quota, kasi sometimes there are applicants who really want to choose like the top universities in Korea, and maybe a lot of applicants also want to choose that university. So there is a higher quota for that. But the advantage is basically you're done with the application after the second round of application. After the university has chosen you, you're basically done with the application. Now you can see the selection procedures here dito po sa map po na ito. So both of the tracks, they need to pass first and second selection procedure. But as you can see on the embassy track, there's a third round of selection. So the university will be the one choosing among the 3 universities, one of them should choose you in order for you to be qualified in the scholarship. Now, pagdating naman sa university track, once the university has already chosen you, diretso na po yun that you are qualified to the scholarship. So makita ho natin yung advantages po by the selection procedure, so you can be wise in choosing saang track po kayo mag-a-apply. For my case po, I applied through the university track, through Handong Global University directly. So I think it was easier for me to get accepted since onti lang din po yung mga applicants during that time. And they were so supportive for me na makapasa din po talaga. So importante pong maging wise kayo in choosing which tracks to choose. We cannot really recommend which is better, which one is which. So it's up to you whether you, kasi ho talagang nakadepende din po sa application po ninyo and sa mga documents and certificates po na inyong pinadala. Now, for the required documents, all of these required documents po are listed po doon sa checklist po na ibinigay sa guideline. You can refer to that. So, of course, there's an application form, the personal statement or the self-introduction, your study plan, and single letter of recommendations. For the recommendation letter po, you need to provide a recommender who can really provide a thorough assessment of your academic abilities. And your recommendation letter must be sealed in an envelope and needs to be submitted to the embassy or the university that conducts the first round of selection. And then you need to submit a personal medical assessment, a GKS applicant agreement, proof of citizenship, and a copy of diploma or certificate of graduation I mentioned a while ago, and an official transcript of records. Now, you don't need to worry about this because lahat naman po ito, again, is nasa list po of required documents. And there are optional documents, including po yung certificate of test of proficiency in Korean or TOEIC, and a certificate of TOEIC, TOEFL, or IELTS, etc. And only valid certificate will be accepted po. Again, ho, if you have already taken TOEIC before and you have all these language certificates, I would suggest that you can submit these documents kasi mayroon din naman po itong advantage when you submit them. And you can download all these requirements and forms in www.studyinkorea.go.kr na makikita nyo po doon yung guidelines as well as the forms that are required for this application. Now, going to the scholarship benefits. Napakaganda hong pakinggan ng mga benefits po na ito. And it's really a good opportunity for us na makatanggap ng mga ganitong benepisyo once you are accepted by the scholarship. So, of course, there's an airfare provided, round-trip economy class ticket, papunta at pabalik po ng iyong bansa, and a settlement allowance of 200,000 Korean won, that's 200,000 po, Korean won, and upon arrival po in Korea. And then a monthly allowance of 900,000 won per month na ibibigay po sa inyo, which I think is a huge amount of money na for a student in order for you to survive monthly doon po sa Korea. And you just really need to be wise po no, in using this monthly allowance kasi based on experience, talagang malaking amount na po siya ng money for an allowance as a estudyante. Even my friends, Korean friends before, nalalakihan po sa allowance po na yan. And Korean proficiency grants of 100,000 Korean won per month will be given to those who have TOEIC level 3, level 4 and 5. So, no, it's level 5 and 6. So pag level 5 and 6 ka na sa iyong sa iyong TOEIC level, makakatanggap ka ng additional 100,000 Korean won per month. So, mas maganda kung pagbutihan nyo during your language course na makatanggap ko kayo ng hindi lamang level 3 but also level 5 and 6. Of course, challenging nga lang po talaga yon kasi it's talagang a high level of Korean proficiency. And once you complete your degree, you get 100,000 Korean won grants from the scholarship. And the language training people will be provided 1 million Korean won by NIIED. And kapag nag-exceed po doon yung tuition fee for the language, the university offering the language course will be the one providing it. And the tuitions also for while you are in your degree program, the NIIED will provide 5 million Korean won. And if it exceeds, it will be waived by the university. And for the medical insurance po, it is 60,000 Korean won per month. It's a national health insurance fee beginning of each semester twice a year. So ito po yung mga scholarship benefits and I'm sure nakaka-excite po siyang tingnan. But not only this po, no, yung mga financial benefits na natatanggap, but of course, yung mismong pamumuhay mo sa Korea, getting to live in Korea for that long, will be surely a life-changing experience for everyone. And it will be an eye-opener kasi yung experience na makasama mo yung iba't ibang lahi sa buong mundo, yung nakikita mo na yung lugar na nakikita mo lang sa mga Korean dramas, it is such a great privilege to study in Korea. So, ano pang hinihintay nyo po? Just follow these guidelines and we wish you all the best and we wish you all luck para ho kayo ay matanggap sa scholarship po na ito. And of course, for more details about this KGSP qualification, GKS qualifications and requirements, you can visit all these websites na nakikita niyo po on your screen. And please do not forget to also follow and like GKS Pilipinas Facebook page for you to be updated sa mga recent posts regarding scholarship that are offered by the Korean government. So thank you so much for listening this afternoon. I hope may nakuha po kayong kahit papaanong guideline patungkol ho sa application and we will be happy to answer your questions later sa ating pong question and answer portion. Again, kamsahamnida, salamat po and mabuhay po kayong lahat. God bless you.